I just finished that episode of Gintama. I just finished it, and what a way to start a Wednesday morning. Oh my god, man. I pray that Gintama is going to be around for a very long time. At the very least, 50 episodes. I really want it to, because I can live with waking up to Gintama every freaking Wednesday, because this episode, highlight of the day. I'm sorry, this is the highlight of the day. The comedy and the laughs I have after this episode is just off the charts. There's just so much in this episode for all-time fans of Gintama. Like, if you love Gintama and you love all the jokes throughout the series, you're gonna laugh your ass off for the majority of this episode. I was dying. I was dying from lack of oxygen when I was watching this episode. What really finished me off, when I was dead, I was done, when you see Gintoki, Shinpachi, Kagura fucking with Ichikata's arm, and they rip off his damn arm. Oh my god. They rip his damn arm off! Yo! They rip his damn arm off! And then, did anyone else remember the Dragon Quest Old Man? I think that was around episode 100. No, it was episode 98. You remember the Dragon Quest episode, and you had to where Hijikata and Gintoki, they were fighting over this old man to use as a weapon, they ripped him in half? Well, that's exactly what this scene reminded me of. When you see Gintoki just rip this dude's arm up, it reminds me of that scene when they were fighting over the old man, they rip him apart like a fucking doll or something, and that's kind of how that was. And you had to where Kagura was doing dress up or doll reconfiguration. She was ripping people's arms off and putting them onto each other. Whew, I was dying from laughing. I was just fucking dying from laughing, because when you just saw Contra's hand get put on Hijikata, I'm like, Gintama can pull this shit. Only Gintama can pull this shit and get away with it and have it makes sense. I don't know. This right here, Gintama's entire presence, or, I guess what his main job is to do is to make us laugh. And that's what it did. Oh my god, when you saw when the time stopped, and Hijikata grabbed the battery and all that, he's holding this battery in his hand, and when you see Kagura, and you see Sogo in the background, you see Gintoki and Kagura beating the shit out of Hijikata and Sogo, man. Kagura's just sitting there kneeing him in the fucking face, and then you have it where Gintoki's punching him in the face, you just see him bleeding and all that. Oh, that's messed up. That's so messed up on so many levels. That is really messed up, but so funny. It's so funny. And then after that, Hijikata goes on with his life, holding the battery till his death. Who does that? Who does that? Hijikata grabs the battery they need, okay? Let's get into the topic of this episode. Actually, let's talk about the plot. So what's the plot of this episode? Gintoki, Kagura, Shinpachi are hunting down a battery for the time clock machine thing that controls time. It's run out of batteries, it's about to die soon, and then they discover that Hijikata picks up a battery that's at the crash site with the aliens, and they try to get the battery out of his hand. But you can't really remove the battery from someone when their hand is closed, because when time is stopped, you can't really move their body, you can't open their hand. And so in that entire point of this episode, they're trying to figure out how to get the battery back, and that leads into where Hijikata grabs the battery, and he's like this, and he goes, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, Hijikata travels with this battery in his hand for God knows how long, and dies with this battery. Okay, I'm gonna point this out. At the end of the day, when it came to this episode, the battery wasn't the proper battery, so why the fuck did Hijikata hold a AAA battery until his deathbed? And then he had batteries in his coffin. Why? Why did Hijikata have batteries in his coffin? Why? Why? You'd think you'd be buried in mayonnaise, not fucking batteries. Are you kidding me? So, I don't know what to say, man. And that's not even in the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this episode of Gintama. The scene when they start replacing arms, and you have it to where Katsura gets, Matsui stick? No. Hijikata gets the Matsui stick, and then all of a sudden, Hijikata, for some reason, gets a robotic fucking arm. You just see this robotic arm, and I'm like, oh my god, the robotic arm. And then after that, they removed the robotic arm, they put it on Katsura, and Katsura is playing catch with Elizabeth. And that's where I died. Like, that's when I fucking died, and I couldn't breathe anymore. You know, to where Katsura's playing catch with Elizabeth. He slings the ball at Elizabeth. And since it's a Matsui stick, or arm, or robot arm, the ball goes straight through Elizabeth. And when I first saw that scene, I died. Like, I fucking laughed, because the way they drew Elizabeth, the way they drew, oh god, it's hard to review this series. Oh god, it's hard to review this series. Laughing my ass off. Woo! The way Elizabeth was drawn, when you see his eyes and face and all that, his face is just a look of dread. Like, his face was just like, I'm fucking dead. And you just see this hole, and you see this blood. Oh my god, man. Dude, it's fucking hard not laughing, because I'm thinking of those images in my mind from the scenes of Gintama. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Yeah, that just goes to show you how good this episode is. So, just pretty much overall freaking amazing. It's an amazing episode. I was laughing. I'm still laughing. I'm still fucking laughing. So yeah,